Welcome to the 2025 Bluffs Wine Walk. My name is Joey Vars, and I'm a local historian. And during today's tour, I'm going to give you a brief overview of some landmarks of Bel Air Bluffs and the local community. While the image here might be familiar to some of you, much of the built environment of the Bluffs was not actually created until the mid 20th century. Development of Bel Air Bluffs was explosive and brief as a response to post World War II urbanization. Thousands of GIs returned home and started families, constructing thousands of new homes in an area that had been citrus groves before the war, was now transformed into an incorporated town of almost 1,500 people by time the city was founded in 1963. Today, that number sits at around 2,300 people. After incorporating as a town in 1963, Bel Air Bluff's first town hall was a small colonial style building. Located in the heart of the burgeoning community's business and professional district, the town hall was located here until the current town hall structure was completed in early 2001. Although the building has been expanded multiple times since, the original town hall building still survives today as the local branch of Bank of America. Prior to World War II, Pinellas still enjoyed a natural coastline on both the barrier islands and intracoastal waterways. Although Gilded Age railroad tycoon Henry Plant established Bel Air and the Bellevue Hotel in 1897, the high bluffs and pine forests south of Clearwater remained sparsely populated during the early half of the 20th century. Hundreds of acres of citrus groves were tended to by homesteaders who would sell their fruit to packing houses in nearby Largo. The area was so remote that it remained sparsely developed even during the boom years of the 1920s. By the early 1950s, modernity was beginning to arrive. Although a bridge across Clearwater Harbor to the Barrier Islands had been proposed by various individuals since the early 1900s, it would not actually be until 1950 that the Bel Air Causeway was completed. Previously, travelers had to cross the intercoastal at Indian Rocks, and the new bridge brought business opportunities to West Bay Drive and the burgeoning community around the bluffs. The Pelican Country Club reopened in 1948 after being closed since the early 1930s. It would eventually be purchased by the Bellevue Biltmore Hotel in 1958. By the late 1950s, home construction and development was in full swing. Note all the neighborhoods that were created in the last image in 1951 and this one in 1957. Three dredge and fill projects in Bel Air alone added hundreds of new homes to the town. These were the islands of Sunset Bay, North Pine, and South Pine. The intersection of Indian Rocks Road and West Bay Drive continued to be the center of new commercial development, providing for the needs of residents from the Bel Air Bluffs, and Western Largo communities. Bel Air Plaza and the shopping center at West Bay and Indian Rocks would be built just a few months after this image was taken in 1957. By the 1970s, new environmental regulations prohibited the creation of dredge and fill islands, though not before the Harbor Bluffs development could be created in the early 1960s. By this time, most open space within Bel Air Bluffs, Bel Air, and Largo had largely been developed. Most future development projects would see single family homes replaced with mid rise condominiums. As we drive through Bel Air, note the town's carefully manicured landscape and street layout. Unlike other communities in the region that adhere to a grid system, Bel Air's wide streets and curved avenues are the result of one of the greatest urban planners in American history, John Nolan. Nolan believed that cities should be designed for healthy living and recreation with respect and conformity to the natural landscape. Throughout his career, Nolan designed over 300 cities nationwide, with nearly 60 in Florida, including plans for Venice, St. Cloud, and parts of St. Petersburg. Nolan was hired by Bel Air's founding mayor Earl Carley to design a community for wealthy guests of the Bellevue Hotel that wanted to remain in Florida year round. Although Bel Air traces its origins back to the late 19th century, its incorporation and modern development are a byproduct of the state's great development boom during the 1920s. Here at the entrance to the Bellevue property, you can see Eastgate Cottage, the oldest surviving home in Bel Air and one of the oldest homes in the Upper Pinellas region. It was built in 1895 for E. Coachman, superintendent of and overseer of the hotel property for Henry Plant. The Queen Anne style home is one of only a handful of Pinellas County to feature distinctive Victorian architecture. It is also the only surviving structure from the historic Bellevue Biltmore Hotel complex still in its original location. Further up the road from Eastgate Cottage is the most historically significant structure in the Clearwater region, the Bellevue Hotel. The Bellevue was built by Gilded Age Railroad tycoon Henry Plant in 1897 and was the most luxurious resort on Florida's west coast. Plant was responsible for establishing Bel Air as a community, and the Bellevue is symbol of both our local heritage and Florida's overall modern development. The Bellevue's golf courses attracted prominent and wealthy individuals from the north and put Bel Air on the map as the home of Florida's winter sports scene. Henry's son Morton Plant also owned the hotel and used its prominence to help establish the nearby Morton Plant Hospital, help secure the independence of Pinellas County from Hillsborough, and fund the construction of the region's first modern roads. The popularity of the hotel's golf courses saw the wooden hotel expand 5 times in the early 20th century. This ultimately made it the second largest occupied wooden building in North America, just behind the Hotel del Coronado in San Diego. Guests would arrive directly to the hotel's front door on luxurious private railroad cars and would remain for the entire 4 month winter season. During World War II, the hotel was used as a training center with tens of thousands of servicemen undergoing basic training. The hotel remained a centerpiece of Pinellas' social scene well into the 21st century and became the longest operating Gilded Age resort in the southern United States before deterioration forced its 2009 closure and subsequent demolition. The central portion of the hotel's lobby was preserved and reopened as a boutique inn in 2018. While the Bellevue Inn does not offer historic tours, we created an audio guide that allows you to tour the hotel's history on your phone. Take a picture of the QR code on the screen to be taken to the tour.